I will say this, though.
Oh, my gosh.
Weeksy does love his country music. We've heard him. Remember
Yes.
down in Nashville?
You can serenade a lot of
Yes.
songs.
It was,
Yeah,
what was it that you
Living
sang?
on Love, Alan Jack.
Living on Love. It was
What
really
did we do?
good.
Fishing in the Dark in Nashville? We were singing something.
I love Fishing in the Dark too. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. It's a good one.
Yeah, okay, well.
Really good one.
Got to hear you do some Elvis maybe later on at
That too.
some point.
The King. Come on. the full King.
Okay, well, in this edition of Love Me Tender, we're specifically going right down your alley, which is gear. You've always been a gearhead.
So
You love all of the goalie stuff that we always talk about. So let's look at some awesome masks. I think we are starting with the defending Cup champion, Adin Hill. He's rolling this out, I believe, tonight.
That's
this
sick.
is gonna be the kind of old school mask look. Got the golden nugget on there.
That's so sick.
Yeah, your thoughts?
And I also love the Rat Pack on the right,
you
too.
go.
Are you kidding me? Legendary. Legends. That's so awesome. I love that. The Sands.
Man.
This is fire. That's a great job.
Now, correct
Throw
me
back
if
to
I'm wrong.
old Vegas, right?
But you
To
really
old world
like
Vegas.
it when there's a story behind the mask, and usually
sure.
when it connects someone to the city in
Yeah.
which they play.
For sure, or just their own individual.
Sure.
But it kind of connects with something that resonates with them individually, and then in the team's colors and that kind of theme. But this is fire. I love that one. That's a great one.
That is nice.
That's
That is nice. I like that, but I also like over the years we've seen some that are kind of random too.
Yeah.
Just showing their personal, their likes and interests. Those are always fun.
Eddie
I
Eagle,
just,
for example.
you can get so many different. It's almost like you're learning a little bit about that goaltender. I think it's cool for fans too.
Yeah.
No doubt.
To see those little things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's go to Logan Thompson and check out his gear, because you've
LT.
got to keep up. He's got to keep up, right?
LT.
So this is what he's rocking.
That is fresh.
Ooh.
I love the gold kind of chrome effect and the chrome effect.
And then keeping it simple. Sometimes simple is clean.
Yeah, the great Greg Harrison, who's one of the best mask makers of all time and one of the best artists, he's always said that. You want people to be able to distinguish what it is early. You don't want it to be too cloudy and muddy. I love the defined lines here. Very clean, but still flav and swag.
So let people know that don't know about the bars on it. Like, because if I'm not mistaken, aren't they? Because you don't want
the cage?
If the cage, sorry, yes, the cage. If you've got a reflective on the outside, the inside can't. It's not going to be reflective, right?
Yeah,
like you're going to have a.
Good question.
Is it going to be a dull white or like what's it going to be?
Everybody's different. Some guys will have that same chrome effect inside.
Really?
Most guys will have it white inside with the chrome or the gold in this case on the exterior. Some guys, if you see, like I have a black cage. I remember when I went to that, I had a black cage initially that was black on the inside. That took some getting used to. But then I had black cages where it was white on the inside. It's just a matter of preference.
Okay.
Yeah, just a matter of preference.
Well, yeah, because you want to look good, but you also have to have it be functional.
Yeah, you could
Function
look
over
sweet.
fashion.
Exactly. You could look sweet, but when the red light goes on behind you, all of a sudden it's not so sweet.
Exactly. Tristan Jarry has a pretty sweet look to his mask, and this is going to take a minute to get the full effect because you get to see the detailed inner workings of his designer.
I love that.
It's so cool.
We got Tom and Jerry.
So cool. What a cartoon. I love old school cartoons, man. They were the best.
And a hockey
Tom and
stick.
Jerry was such a good one. So the fact his last name is Jari, it's a little play off of that. I think it's really neat.
Weeksy. What if he would have, you know what I'm thinking with what you say for Jari, with his...
Jari.
Have a little Jerry Springer in the
Jari
background?
Springer?
Oh,
we gave
Jerry
him an
Springer?
idea. We gave him an idea.
That's
Get Jari Springer on
What would that look like?
I don't know what it
You
looked
have a
like.
picture of Jerry Springer with the big square glasses like window panes.
Yeah.
And then you have
just
people
opening up an envelope, giving some knowledge.
Yeah.
Weird knowledge in that moment.
I like it. And then also, exactly, and then have it Jari, like they say before the fight. Let me at him. Let me at him.
And the results are?
Let me at him.
Anyways, but
I'm in on that, bro. I'm in on that. All in.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There you go, Tristan. There's some inspo for your future. Let's go to Anton Forsberg. What do we have here?
Oh.
Creepy. Just in time for Halloween. He's got Bane, Joker. Do we have another Batman
That is
villain?
sick.
Wait for it.
That is.
Oh, there's Batman.
Of course
himself.
you do.
I like
That's
love
fire. I love the way that comes together.
His Peppa Pig on the back, probably something to do with his kid.
Yeah, I love the and Chucky too. I saw Chucky up there too, not as in Brady Kachuk.
Yeah.
But as in Chucky from.
Oh, it says Wise.
The horror movies.
Furious, the Joker.
Is it Peppa Pig?
It's Peppa
Good
Pig.
call.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm
Child's Play. Okay.
a mom of 2 toddlers, so.
I love the Batman kind of signal up there too. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's villainous.
Yeah. Because listen, when you put those on every day,
Yeah.
you're going to do battle in what you do.
Yeah.
When you put on a goalie mask, you're going to do battle, and you take on a different persona. You take on a different level of yourself psychologically and emotionally and intensity. And by the way, people are shooting at you. There aren't a lot of jobs in the world where people shoot at you that way.
Yeah.
So and your own teammates do every practice.
I mean, we always
So you
say
got to get into the mode.
are built different.
We are.
And you're, just a little different. But I think
Yeah.
you're right. Like, you have to have that persona
You have to.
do what you do day in and day out against your teammates, against opponents. It's crazy.
You get a
Totally.
fresh new design, new paint job, and it gets a chip in it in practice. You know what I mean? We could shoot the puck. We try not to hit you in the head, but it can roll on its side. Lots of things could happen.
That's fair.
Has it happened yet?
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened a couple times, and I didn't really.
Is there
get
a repair job they do, and you just got to keep it?
It depends on if it's superficial, and it's just easy for the trainer to kind of buff off. Like a car, you get a little scratch on the door, but it doesn't really affect the paint, so you can just kind of buff it out. So I've had those, and then I've had some where it just literally, it'll catch it on a certain angle of the mask, and the paint will crack and it kind of buckles it a little bit. But
does it bother you when that happens? Like, if you were playing,
you're more bothered by the fact that you get hit in the dome for no reason. That's the thing, because you're like, guys, we're NHLers. You don't have to hit. There's a lot of targets. My head doesn't have to be one of them. But I will say this though: the best part, and for a lot of young goalies that are out there, once they start playing at a higher level, college or junior, or playing in pro or whatever, as long as you're playing in a good team that doesn't have alligator arms, you can get as many masks as you want. Get about 2 or 3 of them.
Alligator arms, one of my favorite Weeksisms. For those of you who may not understand,
that's cheap.
The ones, they're not willing to really extend to everybody. Okay, along those lines, Jacob Markstrom has some pretty fire masks as well.
Literally,
no pun intended.
Game proper.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
What we got up here?
That is
a lot of fire.
It literally looks like it's burnt. The effects that his and Johnny Cash, of course, as well, right? The effects that his painter was able to go through.
It looks like it's burning.
It literally looks like it does. There's Ring of Fire, right? So.
To a burning.
And when they play that game up in Calgary at the end of they play that song when they win in Calgary at the end of the game. So. I love it. That's
oh my gosh,
I like that.
Perfect
I like that one.
for
So
the Flames.
sick.
And I mean for Halloween too, but
that's
even after.
so
That's
sweet,
awesome.
man.
That is cool.
If you're going up against that as a shooter, Rupper, I mean, does that ever cross your mind when do you ever notice the goalie mask when you're shooting or not really?
I don't ever notice really, to be honest with you. You notice
but that I might notice.
You notice more like during a face-off or during a stoppage of play or at the end of the period when the goalie's skating by the bench, you'll look at it. But like during the play, I don't think you look.
Yeah, I was always wondering that.
I played with my head down a lot though, so I don't know.
I'll tell you what though.
That looks like a dragon scale almost, or a skeleton. That one he did not wear last year, but I guess he has it in his arsenal. His expected.
I like that.
Let me tell you what. When you're young and because there was hardly any goalies in youth hockey at the time that had a mask. It was very rare. You had the helmet like the players, and maybe you had the plastic dangler, and we get stickers and decals, and we put some stickers on or whatever. But by the time when I first got my first mask playing in the OHL, that was like heaven, man.
Aww.
It's like I landed on the moon.
I
remember
It's
designing.
like you made it.
It's like you made it, man. You're rocking a mask now. I'm not watching all these other guys. I'm actually wearing a mask now. That's like a rite of I'm on.
That's awesome.
It was so cool, yeah.
And you've had some good ones throughout your time in the NHL. Let's take a look at some. Take me through the process. What went into this?
Yeah, that's my guy Dave Bard out of Sweden that did this one in Carolina, and it's basically kind of a symbolic of a Black Panther, which I kind of got named that when I was a young kid growing up in Toronto, just kind of a nickname in the net. So I tried to kind of mimic that, and it became like an alter ego, if you will.
You had them on your pads too.
I had them on my pads too. Yeah.
And in Jersey,
really
I hear
cool.
you had it in Jersey as well, right?
Yeah, I had similar. The mask was kind of similar because the colors kind of play similar from Carolina to Jersey, obviously. But yeah, man, going through this process too, this one was really fun. For obvious reasons.
I'll tell you what, I would be shooting at that.
That's what guys said all the
single
time.
Hit him in the apple.
I feel like if I hit that, someone on the bench, there's going to be a chair that drops into a bucket of water. That's what that thing looks like.
Totally. So I saw the Panthers on the side, but I have the New York City and the Manhattan kind of skyline on the chin, and then, of course, the Big Apple for the Big Apple.
I love the ferocity. Oh my gosh, amazing.
I made it funny. I get
Look
that
at
again.
your expression though. Like when you talk about alter ego, like that is alter ego right there if I've ever seen it. Like that does not look like my friendly pal Weeks here. It looks like a guy locked in, ready to go.
Yeah, you have to be. We were talking about this off camera, right? I feel it's such a unique thing Like, I remember being 10. I'm 48. I remember being 10. You don't want to let goals in. You don't want to let your teammates down. You want to give them the best chance to win. You put that pressure and responsibility on yourself. Plus, you want to perform. And I remember if you let in a bad goal, like, parents, man, you're 10. And some parents, you look around, they'd be like, oh, Kev, come on.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Man.
But you know what? It doesn't change in the show. It doesn't change in the national.
Just gets
Because
louder.
you know what? It gets louder. Then all of a sudden it's the fan. Then all of a sudden some of the boys on the bench. Here's the boys on the bench. So you're sitting there, right? You're not playing. I don't care if it's Henrik, Luongo. I play with these icons, right? Habby, Boolin, whoever. Marty. And you're on the bench and stop that. I'm like, bro, don't say that to me. And then you know the shoe's on the other foot when you're in the net, right? So literally, it's such a unique position, but the masks are a real cool expression
For sure.
of your personality,
Yeah.
maybe a connection to the city, your family connections, or part of your alter ego. All that goes into
it's
it.
one of my favorite things whenever we go on the road for Stadium Series, Winter Classic,
Yeah.
big events, seeing the new gear and the new masks that get rolled out by the goalies because they usually do have a personal connection, and that's the most special part.
Do we have time still
Maybe a
for
little
bumping?
tiny-
All right. We'll do it next time. I'll
do it
save
next
it.
time. Stay involved. Stay involved.
Yeah.
Bring some of those
All
in
right.
next time, too.
I'll bring it.